All right, this is a basic chip shot with a 60-degree wedge. Can't see this from this angle, but my ball position is back. My handle is leaning forward. As we start, there's going to be the first checkpoint. You're going to see the club head is to the right of my hands. We call that club head outside the hands. 99% of the people that I see chip poorly, I see a little bit of the opposite. I see the club head too far behind. Right, this leads to a really shallow angle of attack on the way through, typically resulting in hitting the ground too early, fatting it, or the occasional thin shot as well. So try to stay away from that extreme. One thing that makes this easier is if you take a look at my lower body here, it hasn't rotated. My lower body has stayed square. If we get the hips turning this direction, a lot of the times the club head wants to follow and get somewhere back in here. They kind of go hand in hand. So try to keep the lower body still and square in your backswing. That's part one. Part two, let's take a look at the orientation of the wrist angles here. Something to notice, if you pay attention to my right palm, which you can't see here, but the right palm is facing the ground, meaning my right hand is a little more on top of the grip. There's a little bit of extension in my right wrist. There's a little bit of angle in that wrist. What happens then is we get the toe of the club a little more toe down, keeps the face kind of more neutral, slightly closed, versus having the toe pointed way up in the air. We don't need all of that extra loft, right? This is a low running chip shot. So try to copy these wrist angles. These wrist angles are very important when executing a shot like this. Let's undo that. Let's zoom back out. On the way through, there's impact. Looks pretty identical to address for the most part. This is the cool part. On the way through, you're going to see my club head kind of goes down the target line, but my hands, they disappear around my body. My hands are working around my body this way. My spine goes into some extension here, right? If I undo those. Finished product, I finish nice and tall. My hands disappear around my body. Club head goes down the target line. My chest is actually facing my target now, along with my belt buckle. Okay, and if we do this correctly, we might get a result that looks something like this. Okay. There's many different ways to chip, but in my opinion, I think if you can stay away from the extremes and do some things that the best players in the world do, I think you're better off. Give this one a try.